Hey guys, why did the Millennium Falcon's sublight engine start to hum?
Oh God.
Because it didn't know the words.
That's
Nice.
shocking. That is shocking.
Yeah. Shocking is one word for it.
Wanna buy some death stick? Roger,
Jedi.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Always a pleasure to meet you.
And my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi.
Hello, explorers, and welcome to the only international Star Wars podcast with terrible jokes covering almost half of the world but only 0.5% of the galaxy. I'm Charlie, and as always, thank you for joining us wherever you are in the Star Wars universe, not the teacher finger.
Yes, welcome to Explore the Force, where we only tell great jokes. And we also cover all things Star Wars. I'm Jimmy the Jedi, and as always, welcome back or welcome along if you are new.
And if you're joining us today for episode 153, and if you get a chance, don't forget to give us a cheeky rating and like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Jimmy, coming to you first. How's your week been, buddy?
Not bad, except for I'm drowning in Mandalorian and Grogu advertisement, and I'm angry at Lucasfilm for not doing this for Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't realize how much they didn't do for that movie. So yeah, I'm sitting up there and I'm working on stuff for the podcast and for school, and I always have like YouTube on. I was listening to some people, and like every other video popped up was something new for this movie. And I'm glad. But it really kind of was like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
So
It
and
is
then I
coming in
also
thick and fast.
yeah, and I also need to give a shout out to my high school, the high school I work at now. Their orchestra. So we have a bunch of followers from that orchestra, and they got ones at their state competition. So I promised them I'd give them all a shout out. So Claire and Autumn and the crew, stop harassing me at school. Here's your shout outs.
Keep
Taylor, how are you
harassing him.
doing?
Keep harassing him. I'm good. I'm great. It's beautiful and sunny here in Vancouver. So that usually brings my mood up too. And then I have a lot of sanding to do on my costume, and that's nice to be outside in the sun. So it's going good. Charlie, how are you?
I am good. I feel like I'm at the end of the busiest and longest week of my life. I have done so much stuff this week at work. I had like a whole week away from the office. I was doing a bit of like on-site stuff and on-site training. It's been really fun. But I'm absolutely knackered. However, the only thing I can't deal with this week is the fact that I saw the Mandalorian and Grogu at WrestleMania. So that's taken up most of my brain, to be honest. I was sat there watching my wrestling, and lo and behold, there is Mando and Grogu. Ta-da!
Amazing.
Mercedes there? Was Casca there?
No, she's with AEW now, and I don't want to talk about it because it makes me sad.
Dang.
Oh.
Jack, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be joining you guys and girls for the main show. So we'll just do the opening bit for myself. But apart from that, I'm doing really well. In for another busy week next week because of work. Lots of things coming up. But yes, exciting times ahead. And speaking of exciting times ahead, what have you got for us this week, Charlie?
Oh, it is time. It's time for the weekly tarot pull. I'm consulting the cards, I'm considering the cards, and the cards are telling me this is temperance. This is a really, really nice illustration of layers. So the temperance card symbolizes balance, moderation, patience, and purpose. It encourages finding the middle path, blending opposing forces harmoniously, and maintaining calm during chaotic times. Often signifies healing and the need to go with the flow rather than forcing your outcomes. So take that energy and do with it what you need to do with it.
Interesting. Right, let's get into this week's Force Encounters.
For my ally is the Force.
I will kick off this week's
That was
Force
a solid
Encounters. This is
transition, Charlie.
thank
Wasn't
you.
it?
Thank you
That's going to
so
save me
much.
some editing time. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. I am taking our first Force Encounter for this week, so this is a really special one. I remember I mentioned a little while ago that I was teaching my niece Lily how to lightsaber fight, and I think slowly the Star Wars is starting to seep in because she went with her nanny to a charity shop a few last week, and she picked this out for me all by herself, paid with it with her own money, and said that I had to have it. Are you guys ready for this? Are you?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
And he makes all of these different like voice clips. This is from the Clone Wars as well, so like
Oh, nice.
vintage now, I suppose, which is so cute. So Lily, thank you so much for this. I can't wait to show you this the next time you come over. Hi. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. He is
that's
a
pretty
proud
sweet.
addition to my collection.
oh,
Very sweet.
Keeping it with the
that's
theme as well.
beautiful.
Like it.
Oh my
Nice job,
gosh.
Lily.
Well, mine, I've kind of had like a bit of a two-parter. First off, I just want to say thank you to Patricia and Dan from my 501st Club for making my TIE pilot costume fit me again, because I I went to wear it again this season and it was way too big for me, so I couldn't wear it to any of the expos. So thank you, Patricia, for sewing it for me, and Dan for driving and coming and dropping it off for me. But my second part was actually kind of like Charlie's. So Abby, my daughter, drew me something this week, and
Oh,
it's
check that out.
Look at it, it's Yoda.
Oh my goodness. I need something
And
Yoda-ish now.
it's
Dang.
hilarious. And look, there's the a floating rock.
I love that.
Oh,
The
brilliant.
head wrinkles do it.
That's awesome.
Abigail, that
So,
is 10 out of 10. I love that so much.
I had no idea. I didn't like make her do it or anything. It was just like, oh. So two-parter. Everyone's just so nice to me.
Nice. Yeah, so my Force encounter is I owe Mandalorian season 3 an apology. So I'll get into that. It has been one of my I'm not sure what the hell I was watching the first time when I watched it. If I'm being perfectly honest. I don't remember. We'll get into it, but I want to say it up front. I'm sitting there like rewatching it and going into it, and Molly's like, "Is it really that bad?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just don't want to watch this one." Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is pretty good." So I owe Mando season 3 a big apology, and I'm a big enough man to say, "Yo, I was wrong." It's just weird how like time or different place. I don't know what it is about it. Why? I mean, there's still some things that really bothered me about it, but overall, whatever. I thought it was really good, and I'm really excited to talk about it today in the main show. But that's my Force encounter. As I'm a big Bantha Poodoo head.
Nice. I've got two Force encounters. First one being went to a home sense store, which is like a furniture shop and all that good sort of thing. If you don't know what it is. Anyway, long
I love
story
home
short,
sense.
wife spent half my wages at the till talking to some woman, and she mentioned her husband loves Star Wars. Cheeky plug. The wife was like, "Well, my husband does the Star Wars podcast." I'd walk back through from getting my hair cut, and lo and behold, we've got a new follower. Not sure the name of the person, but welcome to the podcast. Literally, Star Wars is everywhere. And speaking about being everywhere, here we go. Drum roll, please. I'm going to Calgary Expo. So I'm going to be there this week. So thank you to the guys and girls over at Calgary Expo. Person I'm speaking with at the minute, I think it's Jessica and Alex. Thank you for all your hard work making it happen. So yeah, looking forward to that. Going to be chatting to some Star Wars guests, hopefully. Get a bit of a scoop of what's going on. I cannot wait.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 people that live in Calgary because it's so far north, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
So should be you and them.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this. Brendan Wayne is going to be there, so hopefully we'll get
You guys are going to be besties
well.
by the time you're done with that and Rebel ScumCon this year. You guys are going to be. Do I smell bromance? Should I be jealous?
Yeah,
this brewing
potentially.
bromance?
I'm jealous.
Yeah, practically best mates now, but hey, but yeah, cool. Right, let's head into this week's news then and see what news is coming out of Batuu.
The people in this crowd will soon be among almost 40,000.
For those who are among the 900 with news media or promotional tickets, this sneak preview probably will be the only chance to see the Empire Strikes Back.
Hey, this week was a big week for Star Wars news. Celebration tickets information was released with confirmation that tickets will go on sale on May the 6th. So make sure you're ready with all your devices and prepare for the dreaded Running Man. The event itself is next year, 2027 in LA, and we're running from the 1st to the 4th of April. I did a quick sweep of this about all the different prizes, a few bit of hints and tips over on our YouTube channel, so just check that out. Exciting times. I'm not going to be going personally, gutted. However, I know 2 of us out of the 4 of us are going to be going. Jimmy, talk to me.
When did tickets go on sale for you guys? Do you remember, like, was it middle of the night or whatever for you guys? For Japan, do you remember?
Yeah, so for Japan, it was about 8 or 9 at night. For this,
Okay, so
I believe it's 8 o'clock UK time.
Yeah, it's really weird, like right in the middle of the day for everybody here in the States, especially that it's going to be in the US. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, I mean, I already have planned to be sick that day for my last day of, so I don't miss out. But yeah, I'm excited. Prices are a little high for the Jedi VIP, and without Jack there, I'm gonna have to buy it because I'm not brave enough to do what Jack does when we're there. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be going for the VIP. We'll see what happens, and if anything else, I'll be there. 99% sure I'll be there.
Awesome. Charlie, what about you? You going?
I would love to, but alas, it is not in the cards for me at the moment. However, you best better believe that when it does come back to the UK, I will be there. And I will still, I know I say this every time it comes up, I will still never get over the fact that the 3 of us were at Celebration in London and had no idea about each other.
You're
Crazy.
walking
We probably
past
like
each
walked
other.
past each other.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I have a picture of Jack on the steps in his like Andor prison run outfit that I took when he
That's
was
me.
stood out there. And he's there in the back. It's so spooky. So I feel like we need an actual reunion. I want to recreate the Star Wars Celebration Japan hug, but with like the 2 of you.
That's a good hug. Tay, what about you? You going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I kind of just said I'm going. There's no decisions that need to be made. I'm already
hell
going.
yeah,
So-
girl.
yeah, so a group of us are kind of just figuring out. I think we're probably just gonna rent like a 3-bedroom sleeps 9 type deal, and then that's the cheapest way that I can do it.
We'll do a special on this, folks. Like,
Yeah.
I will say, Taylor, the only thing I've noticed is that like the Verbos and the Airbnbs, there's not a lot close because it's downtown.
Yeah.
Like, but I've never stayed at the hotel. I've always stayed at Airbnb. Like, I don't know, Jack can talk about a little bit with Japan. We did. I thought it was cool to where we stayed. I mean, it was a little bit of traveling, but I don't know. So just heads up, Taylor. Like, it is way, way cheaper. They jack those prices up in those hotels so much.
Yeah, well we're actually looking at anyways, one of the girls who's planning it has like she works for Expedia, so she gets all these crazy
very
deals
nice.
too. Yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna obviously hit Disneyland as well as George Lucas's new like art museum. Jimmy, you and I will have to maybe catch up and cover that.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm gonna be there for a week at least.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. So yeah, no, it'll be super fun. And then also just safety in numbers. So that's why I'm going with my 501st club.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think for everyone else that can't make it, I'm planning on doing a little watch along as well. So we'll get some people in the group. Those that can't make it,
we'll do
sit
live
at home.
feeds from there too.
Yeah, and we'll just sit, cry together, and watch Jimmy and Taylor have all the fun.
Awesome.
What other news have we got, Jimmy? Cheer me up.
I am convinced that Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm has ADHD because they go on for a long time. They don't announce anything. And then in 1 week, they make my head spin because we got tickets for Celebration and we got Mando tickets are now available for pre-order around the galaxy, due for release May 22nd, although I'm going on the 21st. The Mandalorian and Grogu film is really gaining traction, as they've all seen at WrestleMania, the marketing campaign, which I complained about earlier. And we got the final trailer as well. So, I mean, we are in full on Mando and Grogu hype. So
Full send.
I got tickets for the 21st on Thursday. They no longer do, obviously, midnight showings. I'm going to the 345 IMAX in 3D, and then I'll turn around and go to the 7 p.m. IMAX that same evening. So I'll have a busy week. I'll probably go again on Friday, and then I'll head down to Oklahoma City to possibly meet Hayden Christensen and Paul Bettany. So we'll see. It's going to be a very Star Warsy couple of days for me. How about you guys? What times do you plan on seeing it opening day?
Oh my god. Well, you should get Hayden Christensen to force choke you, because then he will have force choked both of us. I'm gonna see it twice, but I'm trying to figure out when everybody's going, because I'm gonna go see it with my husband, and I want to see it on opening night, but I know that my 501st group of friends are also gonna go see it. So I'm like, where do I? So I'm trying to figure out.
4 times, man.
I should just start buying them at all the different
Yeah.
theaters.
Just go.
Start rating it.
Don't wait. Go.
Yeah, so I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I'm very much planning on going twice.
What about you, Charlie?
I actually don't like going to the cinema multiple times to see films. That's never actually something that I've done, and I don't think that I will with this particularly. But I will definitely try and go and see it at the cinema. I haven't really enjoyed the cinema the last few times I've been. I don't know if you guys in America and Canada have suffered with the decline of cinema etiquette like we have in this country, but
Yes.
it's made cinemas quite difficult and overwhelming, and I would rather just sit in my own home and be comfortable. I've got a big loud bright telly and I'll be absolutely fine, but I would like to try and go and see this in IMAX, because I've never seen a film in IMAX either. So if I go and see one, yeah.
What about you, Jack?
Yeah, I'm going to see it as much as I can. So to get to the cinema for me, it's a half an hour drive. So I'll just, like Jimmy, I'll just spend a whole day going back and forth. I want to get to two or three viewings at least. I've got the movie poster lined up as well, so that's a big plus.
Nice.
Awesome.
Snapped. So yeah.
Cool.
Well,
next, next on the news, Han Solo and Princess Leia have been spotted at Galaxy's Edge.
Kind of.
However, I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures of them, and I kind of, like I was saying earlier, Han Solo was okay for me. I'm okay with that. And a lot of fans are on the edge here, but then you look at Leia, and for me, I was like, oh no. But so it looks like the fan base is a little bit split on the Han and Leia. Have you guys seen the pictures of them on social media?
Yeah. If that Han Solo and Princess Leia were a Barbie doll, that's what I'd picture them to look like.
Yeah, it's very Barbie.
Yeah, Ken for sure.
Yeah, so not for me.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So
I think the silence says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't want to be negative, but it's not. I guess I would have hoped for more. That is tough, though, to try to lock down those two looks, but I don't feel like that is it. Maybe.
No.
Also, I thought that their costumes are just too clean. Their full outfits are just crisp and beautiful. No, you gotta be in the middle of war. Come on.
No.
But the Luke Skywalker that they have I think he's great. I think he looks great.
I think the Luke is really good.
He's super cute too.
He is. Taylor, please.
Watch out, Luke.
Sorry.
Something I think I struggle with at Disney, especially over the so when I went as a kid, all of the characters were in their most iconic costumes. So Belle was in her yellow dress, Snow White was in her blue and yellow dress, Ariel had her tail. You had that kind of direct association, and I think it makes me sad that especially for Star Wars characters, they only bring out the big gun costumes like Leia's white princess dress and Padme's royal throne dress on special occasions when it's the Halloween parties, the May the 4th parties, or Christmas. And I think I understand that they're trying to make Galaxy's Edge feel like a living part of Star Wars, which means you wouldn't necessarily have Leia walking around in her princess dress. Logically, that makes sense to me. I understand that, but I still think there's something missing. And Disney used to be so good at accurate likeness and look-alikeness for these animated characters, but I think it's harder when they're real.
Right.
You know what would make more sense is her Return of the Jedi Endor costume, maybe.
Yeah.
Because she's never. I mean, they're in California and or Florida where there will never be any snow.
Yeah.
But she's wearing her snow outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I don't know,
Yeah.
or maybe what about her outfit from Bespin, like Cloud City? That would be comfortable, I think, right?
Oh,
I
that would be
mean,
lovely.
does this officially make her a Disney princess, though? I mean, I know in all of our hearts she's always, as soon as the
Yeah.
merger, she was a Disney princess. But does this classify her as a Disney princess now that she gets to be?
Yeah.
That's a good shout. It's a good
Alright,
shout.
so
I guess so.
Luke is
yeah.
also a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. Before we move on to the last bit of news, again, Charlie mentioned about the likeness of Disney. I am available weekends. Should they do a Skeleton Crew Jude Law
boy.
job, please reach out to my agent
Fair.
Jimmy on the social media
Taking
pages.
calls.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am 3 inches too tall to play Ray, so sad
Oh.
times. Sad times. Anyway, I have
Well, hang
more
on, time out.
exciting
We
things
gotta
to
continue this. Stop.
Oh.
So I'm going for Balin Skull once they start doing that. Taylor, what are we gonna have Taylor be? If all
Yeah.
4 of us are gonna be Disney characters for Star Wars, what
Yeah.
are we gonna make Taylor? I
I'll
think
be
Rancor.
she'd be a
the
good
Wookiee. I'll be
Cara
the
Dune,
Wookiee
though.
because I'm tall and I like
She'd be a
hugs.
good Cara Dune. Like,
Would I?
dude.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
with
I do
Cara
have.
Dune, man.
Oh, I was just the blasters outside. I have the
Tough.
Cara Dune blaster, but it's
Yeah.
outside because I've got to say it. So.
Cara Dune or Kira, I think you would make a really beautiful Kira.
Because I'm scrappy.
Yeah.
Rancor.
I mean,
Jack!
that's the Rancor, right?
He's gonna say Malakili.
I'm a good sport. I can do anything.
No, like fully commit. Just go Zeb. Just have extra arms. Like go full.
I mean, you're got
Oh,
blue.
right.
He's
Doing it?
purple, though.
The ears.
Last bit of news.
Mall news. There's more mall news. Try saying that when you're 3 pints in. Star Wars Mall Shadow Lord has hit 4.1 million views globally after 7 days of streaming on Disney Plus. Lucasfilm has revealed on StarWars.com. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. It deserves every single view. And Dave Filoni said this: I'm very proud of our team as they continue to challenge themselves and raise the bar on our animated shows. They've done a fantastic job delivering something new and exciting with this series, and we're all really happy that fans are enjoying it. Listen. I know we're covering Maul and we're doing all of that. I'm having Maul moment. That's what I'm calling it. When I watched episodes 1 and 2, I was in a bad mood. I'd had a bad week at work. I was not in a good headspace, and I did not enjoy them. And I'm really annoyed at myself because I watched episodes 3 and 4 and had my mind absolutely blown. So I also need to put my big boy pants on and say I'm sorry that I judged Maul way too quickly on those first 2 episodes. So there we go. Speaking of Maul, I do also feel like as the weeks go on, we're getting more and more insights into how Sam Witwer truly embodies every single aspect of Maul while voice acting, and that included some really unexpected surprises. Green apples, which I happen to have a plate next to me just for authenticity. You heard right, folks. To achieve that dry, sharp, growling tone in Sam Witwer's voice, he eats green apples whilst in the recording booth. Contact lenses, face paint, and apple eating. How can it be topped?
Let's hear your best Kenobi then,
I know, yeah, I was
Charlie.
waiting for it. Let's go.
Eat that crisp and let's go for it.
Nah, she's not all for it. Right, awesome. Let's head into this week's main show then, where we continue the road to the Mandalorian and Grogu.
It's just a simple jump to hyperspace and we're there. What's so tricky about that?
Plenty. Can't plot a direct course to Kessel. You might wanna buckle up, baby.
All right, so let's talk about The Mandalorian season 3. We've done season 1, we've done season 2, and we are creeping ever closer to the film because this season definitely took things in a slightly different direction compared to the first 2. First off, one of the biggest shifts is that the story becomes less about Din and Grogu and traveling around the galaxy and more about Mandalorian culture as a whole. We really start diving into what it means to be a Mandalorian, the different factions, their beliefs, and their history.
Din himself is dealing with the consequences of removing his helmet back in season 2, not once, but twice. That whole arc about redemption and returning to Mandalore is a major driving force early in the season, and honestly, it gives us something fans have been waiting for, a proper look at Mandalore. Seeing the planet, its ruins, and what's left behind adds a lot of depth to the Star Wars universe that I didn't enjoy the first time, but I really did this time.
And Jimmy, we are going to get into that because I'm super fascinated. So, we have some quick facts about the episode before we get dug in. We have our filming timeline. So, this was shot between late 2021 and early 2022, pretty much right after the kind of peak of the success, but also still deep in pandemic time. Technology. There was a huge and continued heavy use of stagecraft and the volume. I'm guessing this is also for people's safety as well.
Mm.
Creative control. Jon Favreau wrote every single episode in this season, which meant it had an incredibly consistent narrative. I know that might not have been everybody's cup of tea, and I know I can see Jimmy grimacing in the corner for
Man,
people
some of
who
that
are
dialogue
watching.
is rough. So
Listen,
George
in my
Lucas.
head, he's paying homage to George Lucas's bad dialogue. So really, it's poetry. It rhymes.
Right.
Directing was shared, but Rick Famuyiwa had multiple key episodes, including the finale. Now listen, if Rick is at the helm of a Mandalorian episode, we are going to have a good time. That man knows his stuff.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
had the Mythosaur reveal, which is something I'm going to talk about when we get to our favorite episodes, because hands down one of the coolest things I've ever seen in Star Wars. Oh my goodness me. A legendary creature thought to be extinct is hinted at on Mandalore, a huge deal in Star Wars lore and symbolism. Uh, the dark saber rules get real flexible real quick. Kind of bends the established, like we spend so much of season 2 being like, right, you can only win the sword if you win it in combat, which is like old-fashioned medieval rules, which I really enjoyed. This, nah, this entire season, take that, throw it out the window. We finally had some tangible and solid links to the sequel trilogy era with the cloning storyline, the Imperial remnants. I remember the Snoke theories going crazy in this season, and how everything builds up to The Force Awakens. It was so nice to have those things kind of threaded back in.
Yeah.
And finally, we also had crossover storytelling. Season 3 continued plotlines that were started in the Book of Boba Fett, making the show feel even more connected to the things that came before. And I do think the Book of Boba Fett needed that, because that's a whole other thing I feel like we need to discuss in conjunction with this.
Right. Let's get into our first topic here.
Nice. Our first topic for discussion, has everybody got their discussion hats on? This is Din Djarin versus Bo-Katan. Who is the real protagonist in the story now? A lot of fans feel like Bo-Katan kind of takes over the story. Is that good evolution, or did Din completely lose his spotlight? Like, where are we going with this?
No, I think you're totally right here. We didn't get, this wasn't a story about Din Djarin and Grogu this time. This was about like the Mandalorians. You know, it was like about their history, and we're like learning about like the armorer is like teaching us all these things, and like the Mythosaur and Bo-Katan and all this stuff. Like I really like this episode because it kind of ventured a little bit into the lore more, right?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe that was part of it for me or what, but I enjoyed it. I feel like I remember just thinking to myself, because like I rewatched every time we do one of these things. I start on Friday and I watch 2 episodes. I watched 2 more on Saturday, then I got up really early this morning on Sunday. I watched 2 before breakfast, and then I watched 2 after we got back for the day. So like these are like fresh in my brain. And I liked it. I kept thinking like, man, they could just do a whole series on like Bo-Katan and the Mandos like reestablishing Mandalore. Do you know what I mean? Like all the trouble and stuff like that. So I think it's fine. I think like it's you just can't. I mean, it's called the Mandalorian. It's not called Din Djarin.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I know we kind of made that argument in the past where if he were to die in a movie or the series, that it could easily be passed on to another character, or does Din Grogu become the Mandalorian or whatever. But I didn't mind it. I feel like he kind of needed her at his side. I think it's good to have someone without their helmet on all the dang time. So I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good, and you don't get any of that world building without that. I don't think, because I mean a lot of it. She was she was important in most of that stuff that happened to build on the the culture and things like that and the lore that we got. So I didn't really mind it that much.
That's fair. I think something I found really interesting about Bo-Katan in this season is obviously, if you guys are familiar with the type of storytelling that George likes to do in Star Wars, there's something called the refusal to the call, which is a really important part of the hero's journey kind of storytelling trope. And I think Bo-Katan refuses the call about 100 times over the course of season 2, just constantly. And then I think it's really interesting to see her be like, "Oh, there is nobody but me. It has to be done this way." But I think we do get into it in a little bit. But the whole bending of the dark saber got real tricky. Like if people think that the Kiadi-Mundi stuff in Acolyte disrupted the fandom, this was also pretty unsettling. Like the rug was thoroughly pulled on this discussion topic.
Right.
Do we want to talk about, I just don't think that if we're going to have a story that's about reuniting the Mandalorians, Din
Mhm.
Djarin's not the guy to lead them. Like that's not who
No.
he is.
No.
So I'm like, you know, you kind of have to do it. You just can't all of a sudden, you know, last episode he goes gets her episode 7 and 8 and she's there all of a sudden and it's like, oh, this is too quick. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of a slow
Mhm.
build. And that's her character from Clone Wars. So I don't know. I just feel like he's not the guy to lead the Mandalorians. He's the guy who does the dirty work so that they
Yeah.
can, you know, and he's the one of those ones
Yeah.
he's like a Cassian Andor kind of. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Where he's going to do whatever it takes, but he's just not the guy who wants to be out front. He's not the face of the movement. So
No.
literally not the face of the movement. He's not even the helmet of the
No.
movement. So
Like I liked the fact that Bo-Katan learns both ways of, I guess, the Mandalorian. So she's grown up as like a Mandalorian princess in the royal family and the houses, and she's been in the wars and everything, all these battles. She's like 50 something now.
Mm.
And then she sees this little covert of the non-removal helmet guys, and by the end of it, she's like, "Wow, these guys are really into it. Like the passion here is crazy." So much to the point where she almost doesn't even want to take off her own,
yeah.
right? And then it's the
Mhm.
armorer who's like, "Take off your helmet," and she's like, "Oh, is this a test?" She's like, "No, no, you need to lead both of us together." I was like, "Oh," and then it's like, "Oh, this is awesome." So at that point, it was really cool. Um, but I liked how, yeah, you see Bo-Katan grow here, and you see her fall in love with her own religion, you know? So I loved that part of it.
I think it was a really, really interesting journey of faith for her as a character. Did you guys enjoy the kind of building of the relationship between Din and Bo-Katan? And I don't mean romantic relationship. I mean like
Right.
Yeah.
character relationship. Music, wow, wow. No, it's
Think about those
that's
Mandalorian
not.
babies.
Oh
But come
my
out.
Shippers,
god.
Come.
calm down, calm. No, 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 no. I mean, just generally in terms of the way that they interact, because obviously they're learning about their cultures, but in opposite directions. Like Din's gone from being like a oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? A fanatic almost, because that's what he was raised around and that's what he was brought up into. To actually, okay, maybe I can take the helmet off, but also I do sort of want to be rebaptized. Like he's going this one way, and then Bo-Katan is going the other way, where she's come from like I can do what I want, I can take my helmet off. It's not that deep and serious. To actually, I feel uncomfortable taking my helmet off and eating in front of people. And suddenly there's this shift for both of them. And I think it changes the dynamic in really, really interesting ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives this little speech to her. It's either end of episode or chapter 23 or 24, where he's like, "I follow you because of these," and he starts listing off these traits, and
Hmm.
nothing has to do with the helmet being on or the dark saber. It's because of who she
No.
is, and
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, she proves her worth when she comes in and saves that kid, right? She like helps
Hmm.
lead the Mandos to save the kid, and then they're like, "Lady Bo-Katan, you are forgiven because you've done the best thing
Yep.
you could do for the Mandalorian religion." So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess I've never really considered that the way that Andor changes the perspectives that you view Rogue One with, and it makes Cassian the main character rather than Jin. I think it's super interesting that looking back on this season now, it's like, wow, this really is like Bo-Katan's story. Like Din is just a a tool for advancing the plot. He's there to help her get the things done that she needs to do for her character and her story. And I'm interested to see how much of her we will see in the movie, especially when you kind of reframe season 3 this way.
Well,
Yeah.
she's not in the movie, remember?
That's a big fat Disney lie.
There are so many things from this season that I want to know. Like, I'm be looking forward
Yeah.
to see where they go with them, and it would lead beautifully into this movie. It could. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be a separate thing, but it doesn't feel like it. But yeah, and that kind of leads us into the next part. Was Grogu sidelined? You know, we talk about Din Djarin, but also was his little sidekick. You know, was Grogu sidelined as well? You know, how do you guys feel about it? I mean, obviously he's still the number one merch seller in probably Star Wars history, but you know, I mean, does this have to do with like not bringing him back in the actual series itself? You know, relying on the Mandalorian 2.5, the Book of Boba Fett, or you know, what do you feel? How do you guys feel about Grogu's role? I'm fine with it. I feel like he's learning. He becomes a foundling. He becomes an apprentice. He gets IG-12. I mean, he does a lot in this series.
He gets knighted.
Yeah, he gets knighted by Lizzo. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't really feel like at some point you have to get past, well, he's cute and precious. Well, yeah, he is, and that's awesome. But he will grow up, and he's going to turn into a Yoda. But
Will turn ugly.
You gotta push the story forward, and if you're not ready for him to start talking and doing other things, then he does kind of have to be at the side of things. Like, but I felt like he was still important. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he's there, and it's not like he does have some important roles. Like, he's the one that takes off out of the cave and, like, goes and gets Bo-Katan, and she's like, "I thought I told him to leave." But then she gets there, and then it's him. He's like, "Where's your dad?" And it's like, "He's stuck in a well." Like, yeah. And then right? And then he does do his little, like, training battle against the other Mandalorian foundling.
Don't get me started on that.
Like, it's kind of yeah, it's a bit of a weird scene because it's like, what am I supposed to do? Punch a baby in the face? Like,
right? Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Yeah, right. And then I guess he's not really that involved when they're like saving the kid from the birds, and yeah, I guess he has a less of a role in this series. Yeah,
we get a backstory during that time period, though, right?
Yeah, we do.
Tyler and Becca Vidal, so I don't know.
I guess you're right. Yeah, we definitely got that. That was super exciting to have Ahmed Best back, right?
Yeah.
So no, that was pretty awesome.
What do you think, Chucky?
Chucky.
I was see how that.
When I actually think about this season and you think about how much was packed in, it sort of gets a bit overwhelming to think about. And I do think, despite the backstory, and yes, as a number one Ahmed Best fan, I collapsed onto the floor and sobbed dramatically when he appeared. Totally wasn't expecting that. Really cool. I remember there being some really intense theories. I think there was like Barriss Offee was suggested for the savior of Grogu and all these other things. But no, surprise, it's a whole new Jedi and it's actually Ahmed Best returning and it's so wonderful. Grogu does kind of get sidelined. Like, we see a little bit of development in his skills and a little bit of development in his relationship with Din, but there's no kind of peril or drive anymore because they were apart and then they're together again. And I thought that separation of the two was going to be the driving force in season 3, that Din would have to do all of this by himself without Grogu. I'd be really curious to see what the creative process behind that choice was, because it's not that I disagree with it, it just wasn't quite what I was expecting.
Yeah.
There's a something in our notes here that says about Grogu becoming more of a companion than a plot driver, and I think that sums it up really well. He's sort of just there.
Yeah.
Is this movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, is that concept, you know, I still the name, I'm like, oi. But is that because, for 3 seasons it's been The Mandalorian and now Grogu's
Yeah.
his equal, like, because he's an apprentice at the end of this or whatever, no longer a
Yeah.
foundling. So is that, I mean, are they righting the wrongs here? I mean, is this just one of those things where we didn't get a season 4 to know what the payoff is, kind of thing?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just, I'm not trying to like sway anyone. I'm just asking because sometimes I feel like they have these ideas of where they want to go,
Mm-hmm.
then we don't get to see it. I mean, you said what, 2020, when was this? 2021,
2021,
22?
2022.
I mean, it's been a minute, right? And so you're sitting there and just sitting on this. I don't
Mm.
know. But then I think he has some key moments. He's super strong in the force by the end of this. Because
Yeah.
he's doing all kinds of things, and he steps in and he busts up
Yeah.
Paz and Axe's fight because when no one else can do it. So I mean, there's
Yeah.
important moments towards the end, and then he uses the Force a ton in that last episode and doesn't fall asleep, doesn't pass out. He does fall on a cute little Grogu butt, and he's like,
Ugh.
"Whew." But I was like, "Dang, this little dude's powerful." So I don't know. I
Oh.
mean, I thought there was some growing in it. I don't know. Maybe binging helped. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I do. I enjoy the. How do I put this? What am I trying to think of? That was it. The scene in the first couple of episodes with the terrifying mechanical monster that's just like a little
Mm.
glob. I detested that. It made me super uncomfortable and feel gross and feel weird, which I'm sure was entirely the point. Like big horror elements, did not enjoy. But when that happens in Star Wars, there's usually like baby peril attached to it in the form of like Grogu. And I did sort of enjoy that. Oh yeah, they're back together. Peril. Utter terror and peril for you. I I like that. Give me more of that. It was very, very enjoyable. And yeah, Grogu does get a lot stronger. And I think it's nice to watch his growth happen, but not be in the spotlight, if that makes sense. I don't know. I
Mhm.
feel like it's done as part of the kind of background story, but I'm not mad at that. I was getting a little tired of of the green jelly bean being kind of the center of attention. And what I'm saying is, please don't get me any more Grogu socks. Please.
Give
Please.
those to
I'll send
Taylor.
you these ones from last week. Okay, ready for topic 3?
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yes.
Mandalore storyline payoff. We finally see Mandalore. Did it live up to the expectations? Or did it feel rushed? Some episodes feel like quests again. I'm okay with that.
Mm,
Yeah, like back to that. We have to go here for the game, and then we're discovering this, and this is the new power. But
yeah.
I'm okay with that. What did you guys think of Mandalore actually seeing it in live action?
Jimmy, you can take this one because you are more of a kind of Clone Wars. You have more of a concept for Mandalore than I do.
Well, I would say, like, if you sit there and you watch some of those, the Siege of Mandalore, and you watch those episodes with the Shadow Collective and Clone Wars, you do see a
Mhm.
lot of that. I don't really understand. Taylor, you can help me out here too, though. Like, I don't understand why like everything's underneath something. Like, whenever we
Hmm.
see Mandalore, it's like these massive buildings and there's domes, and I know like the Citadel or whatever it's called. I can't think of the city, that's the capital city now off the top of my head. We don't see a ton of it. We see mostly that city, but it's like I don't understand why everything's
Underground.
like so far into the ground and where like some of the
Yeah.
structure didn't make sense to me, but I'm fine with it. I think it's kind of cool. Um, I think they got some work to do to get back
Yeah.
to it. But like I said, when I was making my notes rewatching, I said bringing back this place would be cool. And you sit there. I wish we could have gotten like a throne room or something like like
Yeah.
where like this is where the Duchess fell, or this is what I mean, or this is
Yeah.
this is the same place that Ahsoka and Maul had their battle. It would have been cool to see something like that, but I guess the concept is that they bombed it into like the never never. So, um,
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. I mean, I don't have any critiques. I mean, there's some cool stuff underneath, and there's some room for them to grow. And I think it's probably more of a financial decision
Yeah.
to do that because I think it's easier to do like the underground stuff with the volume and things like that. And you
Right.
know, I don't know. It was fine. I liked it. I don't understand a few things that happened in the first 2 episodes. Why falling into the water knocks you out and makes you go all the way to the bottom. Like, I don't really understand that.
His
Yeah,
armor's so heavy.
yeah, I guess, but why did it knock him out? Anyways, but yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. It makes it a character in itself,
Mhm.
and I feel like there's a lot they could do with that. Like moving forward, if they really want to, like, hey, this is why the Mandalorians weren't involved in the prequel or the sequel trilogies because they're dealing with this on their
Yeah.
planet. They're fighting these people on their planet or whatever. And I think that that could be a good way to keep them out of the the storyline for season or for the sequel trilogy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You saying that things being underground just works better for the volume, that actually makes so much sense because it's darker, right? Whereas
Mhm.
it's harder to do the volume above ground because sunlight and how sun
And it
shines and certain
looks
things.
so fake when they're above ground. Like
It
those
does,
scenes, they look
right?
bad, man. I like it. I like the volume, but don't you think those scenes look silly when they're walking?
They really do actually, and, like, I get that what was it, like, the chemical blasts or whatever just turned everything to glass,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so from the outside, it just looks terrible, right? But, that would make sense why nothing above ground is kind of there anymore because that was just decimated, and even then, like, they had the droids going through and, like, shooting anything that could possibly still be alive or whatever, so it was like as we saw the shots or whatever. Um, so I think that whatever is left of the planet is going to be underground that wasn't hit and fully blasted, right?
Yeah.
Um, but no, I thought it was really cool how they go back down and they're like, "Whoa, we can breathe!" Oh, and then there's like the guys that got left there the whole time,
Yeah,
and they're like, "We've been here waiting for you to come back." Like, oh, oops, like these
no
guys are
kidding,
still
right?
there. Yeah, right. No, I actually really like this shot, and then you can see like there is like some remnants of it, which is kind of cool, and the same images we can compare to Clone Wars stuff,
Mhm.
which is kind of cool. Um, but then when you said throne room, it reminded me of Bo-Katan's, like,
Her castle
thro
on
on the
Calamari or whatever.
moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the moon, and then she's, like, sitting waiting in her throne. Did you guys ever see that funny, like, clip that somebody made on, like, social media? And it was, like, a thing saying, "Oh, someone's coming," and she's like, "Oh, no, no, no," and she's, like, running, putting her clothes on, and, like, trying to get in her seat before
Yeah,
he gets there,
casual.
and she's like, I
I
think
just
that's
assumed she
hilarious.
was doom scrolling all day long.
Yeah.
I
She's
don't
got a
know.
blanket there. She
Yeah.
looks super like, she's got her blanket to be comfy, so
Is Rook cast the armorer?
Oh, is she? No.
These rumors
Is
are going on. I don't want to dive too much into Maul stuff right
Yeah.
now, but people think that that might be why the armorer has those horns on the top of her helmet, as like it's a homage to Maul, and that she could be the reason she doesn't want to take off her helmet is because people would recognize who she is. So she like reinvents
Mm,
herself.
interesting. I
But I
feel
mean,
like
that
the like,
kind of
Emily
ties into the
follows No, go ahead, sorry.
no. I'm just saying, like, you know, she talks about having been there and knows the place, and we know that Rook was there during the Clone Wars and the Siege of Mandalore and all these different things. So I don't know. I didn't do the timeline, like when's this happen, when's this happen, kind of thing. How old has she
Yeah,
been? But I don't know. Possible.
I don't know. I think that's a rumor. Just we'll see.
Chuck, any thoughts?
Um, I mean, hell yeah, why not? I really like that one of the first things about the armorer that we questioned was why on earth does she have Death Watch horns on her head? Like that's a very, very specific detail. And
Right.
I I know that Star Wars has a tendency to release things at the same time that are somehow interconnected with one another, like Maul and Maul's happening and the Mando movie's coming out, and I really wouldn't be surprised if that's a thread that somebody's picked up on and just happens to be true. And in regards to Mandalore, again, I'm not the most familiar with the story, the backstory of it all, and the back history. But what I did see of it felt powerful and impactful and moving. I really like that it was R4. Any excuse to see that sweet baby back again, even though he's constantly being shoved into situations that he doesn't want to be in. Stop it.
Yeah.
Little moody little boy. The mythosaur was insane. I like that it was Bo that saw it, not Din. I feel like that was a
Yeah.
really like nicer version of what you think is going. Again, this is just like reframing her as the main character for this entire season. Really cool, really scary. And you're right, the volume works so much better in interior shots. It works so much better when there's dark and shadows and moodiness and scary things going on. It felt real in
Mhm.
that way that only kind of Star Wars has the ability to. It was just really cool.
Yeah, and she didn't just like lose her mind, like, oh my god! It's like, did you see anything down
No.
there? It's like, no. It's like, okay.
And it's not like they don't like hit us over the head with it, because I was surprised, to be honest with you, that it was that early in this. I don't know why I thought it was like later in the season that they did that, but I mean that's just end of episode 2. Or is it even episode? No, it's episode 2 because she has to save them, and that happens that quickly, and then there's a little bit of a mention, and then at the end of the season, those little cuts they show the mythosaur again. That has to be something. I know we're not like talking about like what we think is going to happen in season in the movie, but there's no way that you cannot bring, let's just say like Mando's in peril, all heck's breaking loose. How's our hero going to win? And all of a sudden, and Bo-Katan busting in with a mythosaur or some craziness like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I don't know how these things travel or whatever, or if you can put it on a ship or how big it is. But that just seems to me like something they have to explore. And man, if you pass up the opportunity to show me the mythosaur in its full glory on an IMAX screen, I'm gonna be real mad at you if that thing pops up in season 4 on my decently sized television, but not IMAX sized television. So I just think it would be a miss on their part if they are going to bring her in it, and we think that she is. Why not, man? Like this, because I mean, what has she been doing? You know what I mean? Like, what's been happening? I know we get like a crawl or something apparently in the movie, not a crawl, but like there's words and it tells us the story or whatever. People who've seen that first 20 minutes of it have been kind of talking about it a little bit. You can go and I know Star Wars Explained talks about it like for 50 minutes. They talk about things. I don't know, but the mythosaur has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to absolutely happen.
Yeah, well, now we know it's partially aquatic, right?
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean, thought to be. I mean, there's all kinds of big monsters. There's that big giant monster at the end of was it season 2 or not? Season 2. What am I talking about? Those last 2 episodes when they're on that ship, that pirate ship, and that big giant thing pops out of the ground, and they even mention like the bombing has like awoken things, and they talk about like the plants being original to Mandalore, and like Mandalore's kind of reclaimed itself.
Yeah.
So does
I love
this mean
that.
that there's going to be like, you know what I mean? Like Mandalore's taking itself back kind of thing where you got your whole like your avatar type, the creatures hear
Yeah.
Ayla and they come charging and all heck's going to, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. I think
The
there's a lot of
hollow earth is just cracked open and everything's coming back out.
there's a ton of possibility for it. I think
Oh.
that not to tell those stories would be a tragedy, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I want to see. I want to see that now. I don't care about their ships and stuff. I want to
Well,
see them running a bunch of monsters.
if you look on IMDb, they do have a season 4 listed.
They do indeed.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
So, and I know I don't know how long ago it was we talked about there is going to be a season 4 possibly, something that maybe spans the gap between the next movies, or I don't know, but I think this would be an awesome way to tell some cool storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Guys, should we head on to the next topic?
Let's do it.
We're going to be here all night if we don't.
Guys, our next topic is about those Coruscant episodes, the New Republic subplot. Oi.
Oh, what? We're talking about Coruscant? Sorry.
Yeah, we are talking about wakey and get your glowing ice lollies, please. Interesting world building or boring filler. Clearly, Jimmy thinks it's boring filler.
I mean,
go on then.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Taylor. You start.
Go.
We'll
Okay.
sandwich this.
I was kind of intrigued by the whole what is it? What's it called? The program where they're bringing in the Imperials and they're getting like
The amnesty program.
the amnesty program. So I was very interested in it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool because what are they going to do? Just jail every single person from the Empire? Right? So they got to do something with them, and they're not going to like put them in work camps and stuff because they're trying to be the New Republic. We're good guys, right? So I was excited about it, and then I saw the actor.
Is it Katie
I
O'Brien or something like that? Was that her
I
name?
Katie
cannot.
O'Brien, that is my wife. That is my wife. That is my
Yes.
Star Wars wife.
First off, I want those arm muscles. Like, damn. But anyway, so saw them in it and was like, what's happening? Because we know this person is with Moff Gideon. So I got all super, oh, they're gonna use Pershing. Oh, gone. Done. No Pershing. So what was the point? What was the I mean, I like seeing the whole program, but I almost feel like the whole Dr. Pershing storyline just was like, oh,
Yeah.
Is it to show us how incompetent the New Republic is?
Yes.
maybe.
I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, that's really the only way. I never believed for a second. I can't think of the character's name, but Katie,
Yeah.
Alaya.
was it Lieutenant Anaya? Is that what it is?
Her name is Alaya. Alaya Kane.
Alaya Kane. So yeah, so Lieutenant Kane or whatever it is, I think, or Commander Kane
Yeah.
or whatever. I never believed for like 0.5 seconds that she was good.
No.
There's just no way. Like I was like, no, this isn't. She's not good. And so I just kept waiting for it. I like the fact that The Rock was there. The last like living part of the
Yeah.
planet was there. That was kind of cool.
Mount Ume.
Yeah, but I just maybe it was just to show how incompetent and how the First Order is able to rise right underneath their noses because everyone's just dumb. They're sitting there like frying the brain of somebody who's actually on their side and letting someone who's obviously a baddie in more ways than one, run amok, or, on Coruscant. So
Yeah, what they'll just leave for lunch and they're just like, yeah, he'll be nice and relaxed.
Well,
Let's all leave for lunch at the
that
same
dude's gonna-
time. Like, what is that?
I feel like when you're flaying someone's mind, someone should be watching.
Anywhere, like a doctor in the background or something.
Anyone.
No, they're like city workers. Oh, it's lunchtime.
Oh, and do we count like the Tim Meadows of it all too? When he goes back, when Carson Teva goes back and tries to get help, and then there she is again, and he's like, "I don't believe you." You see this little bit of tension, but then Meadows is like just overwhelmed, and I don't know. I guess it just shows you that the New Republic was doomed to fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the point. I didn't enjoy it. Did not enjoy it. When I saw it the first time, I felt like filler because you end capped it with really cool Mando stuff, Mando and Bo-Katan stuff, beginning of it, and then and then at the end of it, you did that, and it was like an hour-long episode too. I don't know. It is whatever. I guess it's fine if that's what they were doing. I don't know, Charlie. How do you feel about it? Like, you're more forgiving most of the time.
No, I just have taste. I'm joking. Whoa, whoa. No, I adored these episodes. So to put it into a little bit of context, as like a diehard Phantom Menace fan, Coruscant was always like my planet. It was always the planet that I was most fascinated with and obsessed with, and it's why I connected so hard with the scenes with Cyril in the first season of Andor because we get to see other sides of Coruscant, and I think this was a really, really interesting way of doing it for me. I think I love Katie O'Brien. I think she's a wonderful actor. She's fantastic as a liar, and I love Dr. Pershing as well. I've had the wonderful pleasure of, just to name drop over here, I've had the lovely pleasure of meeting Omid Abtahi. He's so nice. As I appeared in his Instagram reel from London Comic Con this year, so we're friends now. Such a nice guy. He's tiny. He's a tiny man, and he's so lovely. And I think he's a character that I was really, really interested in season one. And I think I wasn't expecting such an intense amount of time dedicated to his story. But I think the whole thing with the New Republic amnesty program is a really, really interesting exercise in cult behavior. The
Yeah.
indoctrination, the inclusion, the made to feel like you have friends and only friends in that group. The biscuits, like the travel biscuits, was a really, really interesting ploy.
Yeah.
The whole thing about making him touch the rock and sort of like that's a thing in cult groups, is pushing boundaries and making you break rules to see that actually it's okay, we won't get in trouble, it's fine. It those were some of I preferred the time on Coruscant more than I did like any of the Mandalorian stuff. But again, I lack that connection and context for Bo-Katan specifically as a character because I still haven't really watched Clone Wars. But I don't know how many more ways to explain this. I need those glowing ice lollies. I still think about them to this day, especially on like a hot summer's day. I'm like, that would really hit the spot.
See, now watch that scene knowing that it's not really a popsicle and they're literally just licking like probably a green wrapped prop. And then I
Yeah.
just want to be like, "Ugh!" every time I think that. But you know what? We will get you one, Charlie. We'll
Please,
get you one.
please, please, please. If Galaxy's Edge ever release them, I need one. And yeah, this whole section, like, it expanded Star Wars world building. It connected to the larger timeline. We got loads more stuff about cloning, about Pershing's
Yeah.
connection to cloning specifically.
Well, his backstory was interesting.
Yes,
Because he never
with
seemed like a bad
his
guy.
mom
I
or
mean,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, because even from the beginning, he was trying to protect the baby, you know. So
Yeah.
I
Don't hurt him.
appreciated
Don't hurt him.
that, but it just didn't. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad it worked for you, Charlie. Like I think that's what it needs. It needs to have. It can't just be for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one
no,
of
this
those
is very
fans.
true.
So I'm glad that there's things in there that maybe I don't enjoy, but somebody else does. And I don't like hate it. It's just it was much more tolerable when I knew that I was going to get the next episode immediately.
Yeah, and you didn't have to fester on
Yeah.
it for like a week.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I just really, and I forgot about how good the Mando stuff was in the beginning of it and the end of it. And so I don't know. It was just weird to me. And it doesn't feel like it fit very well together. Like if there would have been just that episode all by itself without the Mando stuff, I think it might have made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like but I know they got to put this stuff in the story. I don't know. There was,
Yeah.
I mean, hindsight's 2020, obviously, but overall,
Hindsight
I mean, it's fine.
is 2020. Sorry. Well, speaking of festering, we're gonna step on to topic 5, which annoys me. Moff Gideon's return.
Somehow.
Is it predictable? Did we expect him to come back, or was it still effective? Were we still like, oh my god, he's back? And what about this cloning angle? I guess we just kind of talked about it, but his
I
need
think
for
that was
cloning.
important.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think that was important, but I'll let you guys talk first.
Well, as you guys know that I always say, Moff Gideon has already died. This is a clone that comes back. Because if you look in the tanks, all of the clones don't have mustaches. Okay? And they don't
yes,
they have like
the
perfect they
mustache.
have like a perfect hair. It's the mustache, right? And then but when we see him in the previous seasons, he has the mustache, his hair is a little bit longer, and how upset was he when he was like, they didn't even get to take their first breath? It's like, because those are your brothers. Ah! So, anyways, sorry. He's already a clone. He's already a clone. I will continue to say it until everybody else finds us out.
Possibly.
Sorry,
Listen,
come on, guys.
everything that Taylor said, I 100% agree with. I'm the only listen. I know we decided this the last episode. I'm not the biggest Moff Gideon fan personally as a character. I had a feeling that he was going to return, but what I do really enjoy is this gives us one of the clearest connections to the sequel trilogy we've had in Star Wars so far. Like this is big. This is important. This brings all of that stuff that The Last Jedi was trying to set up into some sort of context. Like slowly, we're getting that narrative woven together. And for that, I'm immensely grateful. I knew the story ideas played out in the sequels, especially the stuff with Snoke. I know people shout and swear at it and say that it's rubbish and awful. It actually isn't. Like, if you think about how unbelievably desperate Palpatine is/was to survive and sustain and continue, of course he'd go to the absolute extremes of every possible method. Of course he'd find people who are weak-minded and power-hungry and desperate to pull into this scheme to make it what it was and what it will be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Moff Gideon, as frustrating as he is to see on screen, he's the perfect vessel character for that. I feel like this big, overdramatic, like everyone wants to be Palpatine. Everyone.
I love how you explained it that way. That like justifies his goofiness, kind of. You know what I mean? Like his, you have something I want. Like it's like, because we know that you fall for stuff, so Palpatine's picked you. We will watch his career with great interest.
Palpatine's greatest skill is his patience. I will argue this till I'm blue in the face. His greatest Sith power was his patience.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, just given, I know that Plagueis isn't a canon story, but yeah, patience is what the Sith do. They're not in a hurry to rush, and they just sit and they can wait and they can plan and stuff.
So for Moff Gideon, it's the end of everything, but for Palpatine, it's literally just like a tick in a box. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean what it means for Moff Gideon, what it means for the Empire at that time. Like everything is in balance. It's fascinating, but also, yes, of course, he was going to return. Star Wars always does a bad guy return.
I just don't know. Unless you brought one of those other Imperials into it, but you have a season to make them the bad guy then. Do you know what I mean? Because they didn't really focus. They had, in this story, it kind of slowly, they make Carson Teva mentions like, oh, he's been held at trial. And then you get that episode with with Pershing and them, but and you're like, oh, she's bad, so I wonder who she's working for. And then Carson Teva goes out and he finds the Lambda class shuttle, and they're like, oh, the Mandalorians did this, when it was actually his Mandalorian soldiers or whatever. So they did a good job of piecing that out, like, so I like that. I just don't, again, I think he overdoes the acting in these episodes. I just think it's too much, personally. I really hope he does not show up in this movie, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's nothing against was it the actor Giancarlo. I think he's awesome. I like things he does. It's just the campiness just doesn't really work for me in that. So I don't know. I did like the fact that he mentions Hux, Project Necromancer. They talk about Thrawn. So there's a lot of things that they mention, and that's like in episode 23 or chapter 23 that kind of pulls Star Wars together. You know what I mean? This brings us into the sequels. This ties Bad Batch into this, which was running simultaneously, if I remember correctly. And then it just kind of connects things. And now we got the mention of Thrawn, so now we Ahsoka and all that stuff's kind of connected. So I thought it was a good job of connecting it. He just, for me, he is a lot.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
But and then Charlie, do you want to talk about your favorite Darksaber arc before we dip?
I just listen. I get the Darksaber, but I am a little bit of a lightsaber purist. I'm just going to put this out here. Like it's got to be one. It's got to be a real color. I'm not here for this like black blade, white glow business. And again, I don't understand the history behind it. I don't understand the context of it. If we put so much importance on this idea of it can only be one in combat, and we had it with Maul, and we had it in Clone Wars, and we had all of this jazz and business, and then all of that gets intensely reversed in season 3 of just, well, do you want it? All right then, have it.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, well, because I guess he got like Din got disarmed by this like robot dude,
and then that you love, Charlie,
right? And then she like totally just demolishes him. So then like technically she went it back, but he never even held it, did he? Like threw it on the ground. Yeah.
I don't know if we ever see that spider guy like throw it on the ground. Like, yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like, does he disarm Din? I mean, he captures him.
He just like grabs it. He just like grabs, he's all wrapped up in the thing, grabs it and just throws it on the ground.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the only way to get around having those two have to have the battle, have to fight it out. So, but it's also kind of like what got her in trouble. What got her in trouble the first time with Sabine giving it to her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I guess, I mean, she wasn't going to accept it, in front, but then Axe and all those are like, "Oh yeah, that counts." I don't know. I mean, I think I don't blame you, Charlie, especially like if you don't know the lore and you haven't seen all those episodes of the Darksaber and all these things in it, and there's a lot invested in it. Like Taylor, you've seen all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
So do
Oh,
you
yeah.
buy like they all kind of roll over on it? I mean, is it one of those things? Because even Molly was like, "Well, that was easy," and I was like, "Yeah, but how else do they do it other than those two fight it out?" And that's not going to happen because they're going to make little
Yeah.
Mando babies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really didn't mind it except for the part where Din just so quickly goes, "Yeah, by the way, she actually disarmed me. Here it is." But it's like, how many days have you been thinking this through? But he's still
Mhm.
holding on to it. Like he's still holding it, even though he's known for like 9 days or whatever. That technically it should be hers. And she's thinking it too,
Maybe it never even
right?
popped into their head until that moment. I don't know.
There's no way.
They've
Like,
been
I
pretty
don't
But
know.
busy.
Maybe.
how
But like
much of
even
Star Wars
even
is
when we'll think like even Din picks it up when after she saves him or
Yeah.
whatever, Din picks it up and the next scene is literally Grogu going, like, that's not like you can see it in his face. Like he watches Din pick up the Darksaber and put it in his belt. And even Grogu's like, that's not yours anymore. Like, I don't know. I think Grogu was onto it the whole time. Like, oh, smart little kid.
I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh. Like, how much of Star Wars is actually built on technicalities when you break it down? Like, so much of Star Wars's advancement in storytelling is built by ever so gently breaking the fully established lore that's already been there. And we all just have to sit there and be like, okay, I guess. It,
Yeah.
I just don't know how else they would have done it, and then it doesn't matter in the
no.
end anyways because Moff Gideon busted up. Like,
Yeah.
he shatters
Yeah.
it, like, he destroys I mean, now
Yeah.
we know that can be fixed because like, Rey fixes the Skywalker lightsaber. I was trying
Yeah.
to say lightsaber and Skywalker at the same time, and that was not coming out well.
Skyscraper?
Skywalker.
Labor, but, yeah, so, I mean, it doesn't even matter at the end because she breaks it, and I think maybe that was his whole speech, like, it's not about a sword, it's not about, whatever, it's about your character, and everyone wants to follow you now, so I don't know, maybe I mean, I does it show back up? I guess it's one of those things we can put on our bingo cards the, uh for the movie or something like that. We have a lot of but anyway, so I feel like is there anything real quick, is there anything that like stands out, like has to come into I know we'll have an episode where we're going to talk about this, but like having rewatched it or gone back through and kind of browsed through it, I just feel like there's so much stuff that could be pulled into a movie and really drive the story, especially these last two episodes with all that. We know that there's a couple of those remnant guys that are going to be involved in this movie.
Mhm.
Are they they talked about cloning, so is there gonna be more cloning involved? Like, what do you guys think?
Mm.
What's like one thing you think that you'll see in the movie that came from this season? Obviously, and then we'll talk more about that the weekend before the movie comes out. But
For me, I think I want to go back to Mandalore. I want to see how that has changed uh, in the time that there's been since the end of that season and the start of this movie. I want to see what choices Bo-Katan has made, whether she's in it or not in it,
Mhm.
irrespective. I want to see what choices she's made to help start re-inhabiting. I want to see more Mandalorian clans coming together. I want to see the rebuilding of Mandalore, and I want to see the mythosaur. I don't, like Jimmy said, I think it would be insane to show us all of these giant creatures in the trailer and show us something that's going to be really kind of like IMAX wow big screen and then not show us the mythosaur. Like if we can get the
Yeah.
rancor, like a full-sized rancor and a crate dragon and these big mad crazy creatures that were only kind of dreams in early Star Wars and like clay puppets, and now we have the opportunity and the possibility for this. I think, it would be a mad choice. I would just like to go back to Mandalore. I think I found it so fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, no, well, now I want that. Now I want because they're gonna have been, like, rebuilding stuff since they've kicked off the Empire, right? Oh, now I'm super stoked for that. But mine's kind of on the same line. I wanna see, like, a good old-fashioned Mandalorian war, like, with everyone
Mm.
coming together, like a huge Mandalore
Ooh.
battle, like Endgame battle from Marvel. Like, that's That's what I want to see. I want to see all the cool different like weapons and like the weird giant hammers and all the weird stuff that they used to have, and like the big boy huge blaster and stuff like that. But he's not gonna be in it. So because he got it, Jon Favreau's character that he
Oh
was
yeah,
playing.
Paz. I wrote down an
Yeah.
RIP. One more Vizsla. Luckily, he has a son that can live on and die horribly, like most of the
Oh.
Vizslas do. I mean, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill that poor kid twice in the season. So
Yeah, they did.
the Dino Croc and then that vulture bird thing. So,
Oh,
Guys got no luck with animals.
no, those Vizslas are
No.
in trouble, man. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, folks, thanks for joining us. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys and girls think, what will transfer from season 3 maybe into the movie, or what you loved about season 3, why Charlie's wrong about Coruscant episode,
Yeah.
or just kidding. I love that. If you love it as much as she does, let us know. That way that we know that there's more than one person that loves that episode. That'll be great. I'm sure there's tons of you out there. If you have any questions or just want your voice heard, then DM us on our socials or send us an email or voice note at exploretheforce@gmail.com. Remember to like this episode, share it with your Star Wars friends and family. To follow us on all the social media platforms, all you have to do is search Explore the Force, all one word. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
I'm always excited for what inflection you're going to pick for the end of the outro segment, Jimmy. It delights me every time. Also, if you want to show your support and spread the word around by image as well as voice, then head on over to Redbubble and search Explore the Force, where you can purchase unique merchandise. And a massive thank you to everyone interacting with us via our social media. I don't know what's been going on, but our posts have been blowing up recently. I'm obsessed with it. You guys keep this podcast amazing.
And finally, this is my Moff Gideon. You've been listening to Explore the Force. We have spoken.
Love it.
Close your eyes. Feel it.
Wise as Master Yoda, as powerful as Master Windu.
They'll do their job well. I'll guarantee that.
I am going to end this once and for all.
You were the chosen one!